For as long as humans have studied life, we've believed one simple idea: that evolution moves forward, that progress means adding more genes, more intelligence, more complexity. We imagine nature as a builder, constantly stacking new tools onto living things. But what if that idea is wrong? What if sometimes progress doesn't come from gaining more? What if it comes from losing everything you no longer need? Today's story begins not with humans, not with dinosaurs, not even with mammals. It begins underground, in silence, with creatures most of us try to kill the moment we see them. Termites. Small, soft, blind to the world above. Yet together, they build cities that last decades. They raise structures taller than humans. They create societies so stable that millions of individuals live as one. And the most shocking part? They didn't become this way by becoming genetically richer. They became super social by losing their genes. When most people hear the word termite, they think of damage, houses collapsing, wood turning to dust, silent destruction. But in nature, termites are something else entirely. They are engineers of ecosystems. In African savannas, termite mounds regulate temperature so precisely that inside remains stable even when the outside world burns under the sun or freezes at night. In rainforests, termites recycle dead wood, returning nutrients to the soil. Without termites, entire ecosystems would choke under fallen trees and rotting plant matter. Yet for decades, scientists underestimated them. Why? Because individually, termites seem simple. They don't hunt, they don't think independently, they don't act alone. A single termite is weak, but a colony? A colony is unstoppable. This raised a question scientists struggled with for years. How did such complex societies evolve from such simple individuals? For a long time, biologists assumed something obvious. Termites must have evolved new genes. Genes for cooperation, genes for communication, genes for social intelligence. After all, ants and bees, other social insects, evolved sophisticated genetic systems to support their colonies. So researchers expected termites to follow the same rule. More social equals more genes. But science has a habit of humiliating assumptions. When scientists finally sequenced termite genomes and compared them with their ancestors, what they found didn't make sense. At first, they thought something was wrong, because termites didn't have more genes. They had fewer. Termites evolved from cockroach-like ancestors, solitary creatures, competitive, focused on individual survival and reproduction. These ancestors had genes for strong individual metabolism, sperm competition, independent foraging, self-focused survival strategies. But modern termites, many of those genes were gone, deleted, erased by evolution. At first glance, this looks like regression, like evolution moving backward. But nature doesn't make mistakes, so why would losing genes make termites more successful? The answer lies in a radical idea. Individual success became irrelevant. In a termite colony, the individual does not matter. Only the colony survives. Workers never reproduce, soldiers never eat on their own. Most termites will never leave their birthplace. This is not a society of freedom. It's a society of absolute cooperation. And cooperation requires something difficult: the removal of selfishness. Those lost genes, they were genes for independence, for competition, for individual advantage. Evolution didn't add cooperation, it removed conflict. One of the most astonishing discoveries involved termite reproduction. In many insects, sperm compete fiercely, fast swimmers, aggressive competition. But in termites, sperm don't even have tails. They cannot swim because they don't need to. Termite kings and queens are monogamous. One partner, one purpose, one lifetime. No competition, no genetic arms race. Evolution removed the need for speed and removed the genes that built it. Efficiency replaced excess.
By losing genes, termites simplified their biology, and simplicity allowed synchronization. Every termite follows chemical signals. Every action is coordinated. No one acts alone. Food is shared mouth to mouth. Information flows through scent. Decisions emerge without leaders. This is not intelligence as we know it. It is collective intelligence, a single brain made of millions of bodies.
A termite is not born a worker or a queen. It becomes one, and the decision isn't written clearly in DNA. It's shaped by environment, nutrition, care, chemical signals from others. Early feeding determines destiny. Not choice, not ambition, but necessity. This flexibility only works because termites lost rigid genetic pathways. Less genetic instruction meant more adaptability. Termite mounds are not random. They are climate-controlled. Air flows through tunnels, heat rises and escapes, cool air is pulled inside. All without blueprints, all without architects. No termite understands the whole structure, yet the structure emerges. This is emergence, one of nature's most powerful tricks, and it exists because termites are not competing individuals. They are cells of a single organism. This discovery forces scientists to rethink a dangerous assumption that complexity always comes from accumulation. Termites show us something different. Sometimes progress requires letting go. Evolution is not a ladder. It is a sculptor, carving away what no longer serves. Humans value individuality, freedom, personal success, competition. Termites sacrificed all of that and became one of the most successful life forms on Earth. They survived mass extinctions, climate shifts, continental drift. They will likely outlive us. This doesn't mean termites are better, but it raises a quiet, uncomfortable question. What do we gain by holding on? And what do we lose by refusing to let go? No plan guided termites. No goal, just pressure. Survive together or die alone. Evolution listened, and instead of adding complexity, it subtracted. Next time you see a termite mound, don't see pests. See a reminder that success doesn't always come from more power. Sometimes it comes from knowing what to lose.